Today's episode of the Gambola podcast brought to you by our friends for Basketball and Kicks Pare. They're fan of the PBA, NBA, or Kings of the Court PH. Kung fan ka ng ligang yan, then BNKP is the only Facebook group you need to join to share your insights in the world of basketball. As always, on the line or dito via Zoom call is my cousin V Gambola. And partner to continue our tradition, we have another special guest who is basically the founder and the commissioner and the owner and everything of the Kings of the Court PH. It's Mr. Cholo Legisma, or did I pronounce it? Legisma ba? Legisma?
Yeah,
or...
pwede na.
So, si Cholo.
Thank you for having me tonight. Thank you.
Yeah. So siguro before we go into the Kings of the Court topic, I think sa mga listeners natin, napapansin nila for the past 2 weeks, we didn't release any shows. And to be honest, ang dami kasi nangyayari sa mundo eh. In the US, we have the George Floyd. In the Philippines, political divide. It's very, it's an ongoing debate. Ngayon sa NBA, you could see Kyrie Irving, sinasabi niyang, wag na muna tayo maglaro, masyadong baka mawala yung social injustice eh. Cholo, can I get your immediate reaction muna on that? For example, yun dun sa NBA. What do you think about the NBA players deciding not to play? Parang, i-cancel natin yung season to. Let's fight for social injustice. What are your immediate reactions for that?
If the purpose for canceling the league is for health purposes, I'm all for that. Pero if it's opinions for each player, laruin na lang nila. Kasi I read the quote from Coach Eric Spoelstra and from Austin Rivers na the NBA helps the youth, especially the kids, na rather than they go out, rather than something might happen when they go out, they'd rather be on the TV enjoying the games. Especially the games will be, if we resume, di ba, aabot tayo ng November, December, di ba? So that is a way for the kids especially to stay at home and be safe.
For you naman, if you're an NBA player right now, with the whole George Floyd, Black Lives Matter, do you think it's also a good idea to use sports as a platform? Laruin na natin tong remaining games and let's use that. Or do you believe on dun sa paniniwala ni Kyrie Irving na pag naglaro tayo, mawawala yung topic ng Black Lives Matter? Babalik na naman tayo sa dati.
Personally, I think hindi naman maliligaw yung topic ng Black Lives Matter kasi kasi since the games will be aired, I believe. So there's gonna be a platform for people to speak their minds, especially the NBA players. Kasi right now their only platform is their social media accounts, their IG stories, their Twitter. Pero if we have live telecast of games, there will be a bigger and better platform for people to speak their minds, especially the NBA players. So if ang reason is social injustice, tackling the issue, then I guess it's better i-resume na lang yung league.
Ikaw, what are your thoughts naman on that?
Well, to start off, Black African Americans lifted the NBA. Kumbaga, they're actually the cream of the crop of this sport. And I think this is the best way for them to show that, the Black Lives Matter movement. I mean, let's be honest, the Black African Americans really lifted this sport. Not just this sport, but a lot of sports. The best player of all time is a Black African American.
You don't like sino nga ba? Si Sean Bradley as the greatest player?
Not even the greatest role player for me. So, no, he's out of the equation totally. But I think that's what Cholo said earlier. I think it's the best way to deal about it is to play ball, to do what you're supposed to do, and after the season ends, you can go back to what you're dealing with, which is the movement Kyrie was pointing out. Kyrie Irving has been saying a lot of crazy stuff the past few years. We all know that the world is not flat. Okay, so
ay di ko alam yun sorry.
He's been he's been saying a lot of crazy stuff. But kudos to Dwight Howard. I mean, for me, the Lakers have the best chance of winning the title. Pero si Dwight Howard is, scrapping that chance just for this movement. So it's kind of divided for me. But if I was the NBA player, I would really love to play and show everyone why the Black African Americans are supreme to the sport.
Okay, alam mo pare, with all the social injustice and the NBA, isa lang yung nakikita kong mangyayari dito eh. If LeBron James decides that he will play, maglalaro yung NBA talaga. As what Pat Beverly has said, ganun kalaki yung impact niya.
He has that power.
Yeah. Kaya nga nakakatawa eh. I was reading or I was watching a lot of ESPN videos. Ang sabi nila, who would have thought na mag-aaway si Kyrie pati si LeBron ulit? Kasi very opposing views sila eh. Kyrie, sabi niya, ayoko na maglaro. LeBron James, sinasabi niyang, I'm going to use sports as the platform to really promote my voice. Now, speaking of kings of the court, LeBron James being kings of the court, Cholo, let's talk about your league naman. I mean, Kings of the Court has been very, very popular for the past, how many years? For the past decade, probably. I was actually even checking your website. You now have 132,000 likes, followers. Aside from that, you have broadened your leagues from basketball. Ngayon, nasa ibang sports na kayo eh. You are even hosting company leagues. I mean, let's just simply start. Paano nag-umpisa? Paano nag-umpisa itong idea na to of the Kings of the Court PH?
Kasi ako, when I was in high school or college, I was never the varsity, no? Hindi ako physically gifted with a height. But I always, may childhood idol talaga si Allen Iverson eh. Especially the 2001 season na perfect underdog story. So when I got my eyes on Allen Iverson, I always watched highlight videos. I always watched mixtapes. So parang naisip ko at that time, parang what if kaya meron akong sariling ganun. So when I graduated college and I started, doon ako na-addict talaga actually maglaro ng mga pickup games when after I graduated. So doon ko na may mga nakikilala ako mga tao na ganun. Tapos I also joined leagues. So I wanted to create a league na mapapa-feel mo na para ka naglalaro sa UAAP sa isang recreational league. Kasi at that time, parang you only get the best articles, best write-ups, the player of the game graphics, plus may mga Mythical 5 awardees ka pa in freebies. If you're in the pros or the semi-professional leagues or the UAAP, yun yung mga prestigious league eh. Kasi pag sinabi nila dati na liga, parang ang perception ng mga tao, parang barangay liga or wala, liga lang, maglalaro ka lang. But what if lagyan natin ng drama yung liga? Lagyan natin ng story yung liga. But most of all, itaas natin yung level of play by giving excitement sa players through those graphics and mga write-ups, mga photos, video highlights na para bang even if you're not the best player, you'll appreciate your ganda ng highlights ko parang ganun.
Yeah. What was your going back during the foundation of the league? What was your biggest challenge? Kasi for sure hindi naman ito naiisip mo lang na gagawa ko ng liga, gagawa ko ng mga write-ups, gagawa ko ng mga pictures. For sure during the start hindi lang man lahat 'yun plansyado na eh. So what was ano yung mga nagiging major roadblocks mo during the early parts of building this league or building Kings of the Court PH?
The number one really is the network because I never came from a sports background. My job was sa publishing so publishing legal So I'm not into the sports industry. Wala akong kakilalang sports personalities other than my friends who I play with sa mga pickup games. So parang may hesitation for me na mag-start ako ng liga and you're gonna name it Kings of the Court. I mean, imaginein mo back in 2014, magtayo ka ng liga ang pangalan Kings of the Court. Baka mamaya pagtawanan ka pa, di ba? I didn't know anyone from the industry. I just had my friends, but naniwala ako sa brand. And yun, tinuloy ko lang whether kung ano man na maging perception ng public sa league. So I think that's the biggest roadblock na wala akong connections, wala akong kakilalang tao sa industry. It's just the product and services na ino-offer ko at that time.
Partner, for you naman, why do you think naman itong mga amateur leagues or semi-pro leagues have played such a huge role for a lot of Filipinos. Na parang, di ba, hindi naman kasi lahat tayo magagaling eh. But having these types of competitive leagues, nakikita mo naman ang daming sumasali like with Kings of the Court. I think you guys started 8 teams tapos ngayon ang dami na talaga. Bakit kaya nagiging malaking bagay ito for a lot of Filipinos basically to join this league or to join in this type of league?
One of the feedback that I got sige.
Go ahead, Cholo.
One of the feedback that I got nung first season is parang yung mga teams na hindi naman sila nagkikita talaga, biglang nagkikita na sila every Sunday, nagbabonding na sila. Alam mo yung usual na 2 butts after ng games, mag-lunch kayo.
Alam ni Wee yan. Alam ni Wee yung mga 2 butts na yan.
2 butts na uuwi sa 2 buckets eh, no? So,
habang dehydrated ka, no?
Oo.
Sa ulo.
So, number 1 is yung bond ng mga tao na kumbaga yung iba hindi lang yung basketball yung nilook forward nila pero ang unang tanong saan tayo inom after. So nag-bond ulit yung mga tao or yung mga friends na hindi naman usually nakikita through the league. Pangalawa, because ang approach namin at that time sa mga photos, videos and articles is not really sports writing but actually storytelling. So parang nag-create kami ng culture na parang nag-i-interview kami ng mga tao, inaalam natin yung background ng taong to, ikino-connect natin dun sa makakalaban nila. So parang may culture na parang putya natalo ako dito, hindi ako papayag na matalo ako next game. Hindi ako papayag dito dahil sa write-up ganun. So I created a culture of competitive environment but at the same time parang close circle sila naging magkakaibigan eventually. So, yun.
Okay, Cholo, I have a question. Lang. How were you able to build this? Kumbaga, is this just a word of mouth kind of thing? Kumbaga, everyone knows marketing is not cheap. How were you able to build 8 teams to how many teams do you have now?
120 siya annually.
Yeah. So just give us a background or a brief history of how it was able to grow since 8 teams. In fact, 8 teams hindi konti yun. I mean, to start with, sometimes yung mga liga minsan 4-6 na teams lang sa mga barangay, di ba? This one is 8 teams to start with. So just give us a little background about it.
I would say na one of the advantages at that time is really yung social media. Dahil merong platform wherein I can post the photos and videos. Pero siguro nakatulong din yung yung background ko sa work na I'm a researcher. So medyo magaling tayo mag-stock. So pagka na-post na yung photo ng player
na to.
Mamaya. So whether magaling yung player or hindi, natatag ko siya and nasusurprise yung tao na wow, natag ako ni Cholo. Tapos nagawa ko siya ng short write-up na parang, yung galing Paano niya nalaman yung story ko? Na hindi lang siya parang, the write-ups sa mga captions, sa mga photos is not just about, he scored 10 points in this game. Hindi ganun eh. Parang, he is a guy who has a full-time job. He is a marketing specialist sa ganitong company and he enjoys playing basketball. Sinipag ko talaga isa-isa yun. Mag-stock ng mga players, mag-tag sila, and get information from them through the team captain. So, na-appreciate ng mga tao. Parang kilala ako ni Cholo
Si Wee Gamboa, never pa na sa stock? Si Wee Gamboa?
Nangyaya ka. Pagkatapos ito siguro.
Pagkatapos ito. May mga write-up na yan.
May mag-2 bats after the game.
Di ba daw,
baka bukas na tag na kita. Wee, ka na rin.
Wee, nakano ka na ba? Nakasali ka sa mga Kings of the Court League? Ikaw,
actually, never eh. Kasi correct me if I'm wrong, did this start 2018 ba? 2014, I was completely stopped with basketball. Kumbaga, the last time I played competitive basketball was 2011. I was teammates with Jot and si Nico Ramos. We won the championship, which I forgot. And I was able to score a lot. I'm not being hindi ako nag-ano dito,
Michael Jordan break 'yan, di ba?
Hindi naman I was able to score mga 11, 15 a game. And that's not bad for my caliber. We were playing against Coach Chapi Calianta. We were playing against Rio. Run Rio, that guy. Sabi sila, man, ang bibilis nila. So yeah.
But going back to Cholo, before the whole COVID season, the whole COVID pandemic, before that, how was the league? I mean, were they very active na in terms of partnering up with company leagues, or were you guys expanding to the other leagues? Kasi nakikita ko may mga volleyball na, may mga badminton na. Was that ongoing na during January, February of this year?
Yeah, actually yung business model ni Kings of the Court, number one is open leagues. Yun yung we release a registration form. Sali kayo, you pay the registration fee, anyone can join. Yun yung open league. And we classify it based on skill level. And the other business model is yung client services. Yun yung a company avails for services, or as alumni or any organization avails for services. Usually sa client services pumapasok yung mga volleyball, badminton, and other sports. So we started that business model around 2015 because nagkaroon ako ng league nun na-endorse ako ng friend ko from a bank. It's called the Inter-Foreign Bank League. Then yun, nanganak na. Parang yung Deutsche Bank, they wanted interdepartment league. They want a third party supplier to handle. So doon na open yung idea. So whatever I did doon sa season 1 ng Kings of the Court, yun yung ginawa namin doon sa mga client services. Kaya patuloy siyang nanganganak. And mas maganda yung culture na nabubuo doon kasi alam mo naman yun parang if you're in a company tapos mas mas close yung environment rather than parang hindi mo kilala yung kalaban mo. So, kumbaga dagdagan mo ng culture plus yung services, ayun, tuloy-tuloy na siya.
Pero now that we are moving into the whole COVID, kasi nga syempre ang naapektuhan dyan is sports. No, yes. I mean
sports.
What are the siguro mabilis lang naman to. What are your major adjustments naman that you're looking forward? Syempre with the post-COVID. Kasi syempre ngayon wala nang mga liga wala mo nang technically wala talagang sports basically. So ano yung mga nagiging future plans of the Kings of the Court if you have already? Or talagang shutdown muna kayo?
Right now kasi yung one of the how can I put it? One of the advantages of Kings of the Court is really yung graphic designs that we do. I hope you can attest to me na maganda yung graphic designs.
Yep.
So we already planned as in 2019 pa lang to offer yung mga social media management, offer graphic design services, and offer paid ads management, not just to sports pero all industries. Kasi we handled social media teams ng mga social media pages ng mga teams sa iba't ibang leagues like sa NCAA we handled LSGH, sa UAAP we handled the LSU Women's, tapos sa MPBL we handled Mindoro. So kaya naming mag-handle na social media page. It's just that we need to transition to a page na hindi lang siya sports. So yun yung transition, yun yung pivot na nangyari ngayon. So everything is digital. Wala man liga, but everything is done online. Our services is still ongoing, pero more of the digital media services.
Okay.
Wala ba kayong balak, Cholo? Sorry. Wala ba kayong balak, Cholo? Kasi the NBA is actually doing their games in Florida, di ba? Wala ba kayong balak i-rent yung Ocean Park? Para pwede nyo matuloy yung game.
Enchanted Kingdom. Baka meron sa Enchanted Kingdom.
Sa Enchanted Kingdom. Sa Rialto.
Wala pa nang license
Anyway, sige, let's talk about being Kings of the Court. I'm sure, yun nga from 8 teams to 120 teams annually that you're facing. Can you talk about a lot of notable players that played in your league? Yung baka mamaya may mga nasa PBA, mga nasa UAAP na nakita mo sa Kings of the Court bigla na shit, ang halimo
Prospects
pala
talaga.
O yung mga
na
prospects.
May potential to go pro.
Yeah.
Okay. Siguro I'll start muna yung pabaliktad. Kasi
go ahead.
ako, UAP, talagang, when you say UAP, die-hard fan Lasal ako eh. Although, hindi ako na mabash. Pero
so bawal at tinista sa Kings of the Court? Bawal?
Pwede.
Bawal yan! Joke lang. Yeah.
So yun, parang nasa starstruck ako sa mga players whenever I see them playing sa UAAP, especially during my time, mga 2006 hanggang 2008. Na pag sumasali sila sa Kings of the Court, para akong sobrang starstruck, pero parang sila, para silang na-appreciate nila. Like for example, sila Edwin Asoro na naglalaro dati sa NU. Si Chris Tamora sa NU. Tapos naglalaro sa Kings of the Court. So ako parang, idol! Wow. Shit! Parang sila, okay ka lang? Parang ganun. So, yun naman yung pabaliktad na kumbaga nakakatuwa on my part na yung mga dating UAAP players sumasali sa Kings of the Court dun sa highest division. So, notable players na nag-start sa Kings of the Court, I think everyone knows naman si Alwin Alday. Kilala yan. When you say Ligang Labas, Alwin Alday. So now he's already playing sa Bicol Volcanoes sa MPBL.
Yeah.
So he's a star there. If you know si Adama Jaquite sa UE.
Di ba? So, hindi ko na, I may have forgotten him.
Siya, he played for Diliman College sa pinakamataas na division namin. So I would say na isa yun sa mga naging stepping stone kaya siya discover sa UE.
Okay.
And si Mike
so may mga scouts din pala kayo. May mga scouts may mga college scouts talaga na pupunta sa Kings of the Court din.
Yeah, especially when you talk when you talk of the highest division namin. Yung highest division namin is called Titans division eh. So as in, it's an open league. If you're a foreigner or not, if you're a former, kumbaga iisa lang yung rule eh. You're not, current professional players are not allowed. Yun lang yung restriction. So if you're a former pro,
bawal tayo. Bawal.
Tayo eh.
Hassle.
Andun na kami. Alam mo, ready na sana kami. Pero okay.
So yan. Si Mike Ayonayon, ngayon nasa San Juan na siya. And PBA draft sa PBA. Yeah. So, yun, nakakatuwa yung mga players na Kings of the Court. Then ngayon, either na sa MPBL, nasa UAAP, nasa PBA.
Ayaw mo gamitin, Cholo, ayaw mo maglaro sa Kings of the Court, tapos sasabihin mo sa referee, lahat ng tawag foul para na mas scout ka ulit to live on your professional dreams.
Corruption!
The only playing commissioner.
Binabawi ko na lang kasi we have this annual sports fest ng mga employees na they take it seriously kasi kung ako nagbabalak na ako mag-resign kasi August lagi nangyayari. Kung meron ako employee na parang gusto ko na mag-resign na, hindi, wag, antayin ko na yung August kasi gusto ko bawian yung team parang ganoon. So doon na lang ako babawi sa sports fest namin.
So gumagawa
ka may sports fest Buti.
Yun yung opportunity ng mga employees ko or yung mga referee ko na sikuhin ako. So medyo natamaan na ako sa lalamunan, tasiko na ako sa tiyan, medyo bugbog ako sa sports fest.
Cholo, sige. Since nabanggit mo, I'm sure you used to play a lot of basketball even before this Kings of the Court, no?
Yeah.
Can you tell us what kind of game you play?
Patay.
Are you a scorer or are you a facilitator or are you both like LeBron James? My favorite player.
Baka mabash ako pagka sinabi ko eh.
Go!
It's your league,
man.
Bash ka nila, gawa mo ng write-up yan. I suggest.
Siguro ang laro ko dati, lang ako, para kasi mabilis ako tumakbo eh. So parang role ko lang dati, taga-takbo, babato ng kakampi ko, ililay up ko. So when I transitioned my game, nagkaroon na ng set plays, nagkaroon na ng drive, nagkaroon na ng shooting. Pero hindi ako shooter para sa mga nanonood. Hindi ako shooter, okay? Wag niyo
Shooting
ako
lang,
unahan.
shooting.
Pati free throw, okay? I'm sure pagka nagsabi ako na shooter ako, maraming magre-react dyan. Hindi ako shooter.
Pero you know what? The thing is, I used to hate playing against those kinds of players na yung tatakbo na lang. Kumbaga, after you shoot, you attempt a shot, iisipin mo pa siya, tatakbo pa siya dun eh. So you really have to make that shot. So the pressure's on you also eh. So kaya inis na inis ako kalaban yung mga ganun, bro. So kudos to you. At least nagagawa mo kasi I wasn't able to do that. So yeah, just letting you know. Medyo hassle sila, bro.
Maliit kasi ako, so I had to learn yung mga finishing na 2 feet finishes, euro steps, ganun. Dati wala akong alam na ganun. Pag binantayan ako ng 5'5" na player pataas, wala na. Papasok. Antay na lang ako ng bumbay.
I think
Okay.
aside from that, I think before we move to the next topic, balikan lang ulit natin yung dun sa donation drive na ginagawa ng Kings of the Court PH. So to our listeners, currently the Kings of the Court Facebook page is offering your very own custom artwork for 700 pesos. Kasi yung mga unsung sports frontliners from the referees and everyone on the league, ito yung mga nakalimutan natin that were also affected because of the whole situation. So again, props to Cholo, props to the league for leading this type of initiative. And I really hope after the show, you guys could check that out. You could go visit your Facebook page. Tsaka ang bilis lang, Cholo, no? Bilis ng pagkakagawa ng artwork eh. Parang it's less than a week lang ata eh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm inviting everyone. I'm inviting my partner, Wee. Alam mo, Wee, ako na magsasabit ng pictures mo sa kanya.
Yun.
Para gawa.
Maghahanap ako sa baul. Maghahanap ako.
Pero yeah. On a more serious note talaga, it's a huge movement to really help a lot of people. We're done with the Kings of the Court PH. But now, let's talk about, since nasa Kings of the Court topic tayo, let's talk about hypothetical one-on-ones. I think, sayang hindi kasi natin makikita to ever sa NBA 2K na lang natin to may imagine talaga yung mga one-on-one. But we all know when it comes to being named King of the Court, you have to be one of the greatest or the greatest one-on-one player. So I've listed down some hypothetical NBA and PBA matchups. So I'd like to get your thoughts on who would win on those type of matchups. So, okay, that's very simple. Let's start with Kevin Durant versus Kawhi Leonard. Gambola, sino yung kakain dun sa matchup na yun? Sino yung magdodominate ng matchup na yan? KD versus Kawhi.
You know, I'm objective, di ba?
So,
yeah. Dito lang ako. Straight face, ha? Wait. Well, I still have to give it to LeBron.
KD versus Kawhi. Durant versus Kawhi.
KD, I thought it was LeBron versus Kawhi. Yeah. KD versus Kawhi. Medyo tough yun, ha? But I think outside of Michael Jordan, I think Kevin Durant's the greatest scorer outside of Michael Jordan.
Kevin Durant, eh?
Yeah, because of his length and his height, his speed. Him and Kobe are neck and neck to me. When it comes to the second greatest scorer, I don't consider Wilt Chamberlain the second greatest scorer because he played in an 8-team league, so that doesn't count at all for me. Sorry, Wilt. Pero I'm just being, this is just my opinion. Yeah. I think KD is probably the second greatest scorer, and Kawhi is great. He's a great defensive player, but he's not, an A+ defender like Kobe and Jordan is. For me, like Kobe's a shutdown player. So, but Kawhi right now, especially today, he's not quite the same defender that like he was in San Antonio. I don't know if it's about the system.
Really? Oh.
Yeah, he's not the one guarding. He's not the one guarding Harden anymore. I don't know if it's because it's LA. If it's the Clippers chemistry na trying team defense, hindi na siya shut down anymore. Probably because he's saving so much more for his offense. As as you grow old, di ba? Kumbaga, like LeBron, when he grew old in the league, hindi na siya defender. He used to be all defensive player. Like he's I think a 6-time defensive player. All defensive team, if I'm not mistaken. 6 time. That's big. Pero of course, you don't compare it to a Jordan or to a LeBron. So what I'm trying to say is Kawhi is a different player right now.
Yeah.
And we saw him decline defensively. And KD, well, of course, KD got injured. But KD is KD. His offensive skills are, alien-like. So, yeah, I think hands down, KD over Kawhi.
Cholo, do you agree with V's sentiments that it's KD over Kawhi? Tingin mo hindi mo siya shutdown?
Ako naman, para lang, just to start off, wala akong alam sa, I'm not into the numbers. Lahat ng sasabihin ko based on my opinion lang.
Yeah.
Kung mag-1 on 1 si Kawhi and si KD and you're applying the king of the court rule, I'll go for KD. Masyadong scorer si KD.
Mm-hmm.
Tama sinabi ni Wee his length plus his shooting, it's gonna be hard to guard him. So I'll go for KD.
Ikaw, partner.
Actually, mixed reaction pa rin ako . I'm going with Kawhi. I was actually surprised nabanggit mo na Kawhi is a level below in terms of defending a level below Jordan and Kobe. I think Kawhi is still a very, very great two-way player pa rin talaga . Siguro ngayon, he's not asked to really defend kasi nasa team system na siya . Pero when he's locked in, pag sinabi niya, pag feeling niyang kinakain na siya ng opposing player niya, shutdown ko yan, ako na bahala dyan. In terms of one-on-one kasi, especially in this type of matchup, sabihin natin na winner's ball, kung sino yung makascore siya yung kukuha ng next possession. I think Kawhi also has a very underrated one-on-one skills. You could see movements of Kobe in his sa mga galawan niya . Yung mga pull up, di ba? Wala na
mid-range.
Mid-range. Wala siyang extra dribble. He conserves his energy . So I think in terms of the offensive side, kakayanin naman niya si KD. On the defensive side,
it's a close matchup, pare.
It's a close
don't
matchup.
Get me wrong. It's a close matchup. Pero what I meant by hands down, if I were to pick, without hesitation, I'll pick KD. But it's gonna be a close game.
Yeah. But I see your point, guys, na KD is actually a very, very versatile scorer. For the past few years, people are labeling him as a snake, di ba? Yung coward. But if tanggalin natin yung bias against KD and you just look at him as a player, he's probably a top 15 player on his talent alone . So, yeah, I agree. Baka magandang matchup nga yun. Okay, up next naman. Steph Curry or James Harden?
Steph Curry or I have to say James Harden. One-on-one.
Yeah.
No screens. Without the elevator play of Golden State.
Yeah.
Hands down, James Harden. James Harden's been scoring by himself the past few years.
Ibayin natin yung matchup. James Harden or Allen Iverson?
Alam mo na sagot ko dyan.
For sure, Sean. Bakit? Why? Bakit si AI?
I think the environment na nilaruan ni AI parang, di ba si James Harden, he has a way with kumbaga nagamit yung technicalities with the rules so to his advantage. So ang dami niya nakukuha fouls. Unlike si AI, talagang makikita mo talaga tumitilapon kung saan-saan So kumbaga AI was built during those hard times. So yung for me yung heart lang talaga. And AI.
Ikaw,
2001 AI 2001.
Yeah, 2001, definitely.
Not the Denver AI, not the Memphis AI, not the Detroit AI.
You know what? We can actually say peak na lang siguro. Peak peak level ng player, di ba?
So ayaw niyo yung 2014 AI? Ayaw niyo yun?
Memphis?
Oo, ganun ata. Yung hindi naglaro talaga?
Yeah, I think he played 3 games.
Ikaw, Harden or AI?
I would have to go with AI also, pound for pound. Kumbaga, kasi for me, although the 90s defense was really talagang savage talaga, no? Pero the 2000s era na defense, for me, was the best era of defense of all time. Kumbaga, the level of defense that they had back then, during the 2000s, yung mga panahon nila, KG, Duncan, Rasheed Wallace, Shaq, Sino pa ba? Basta madami eh. Kumbaga, and you have Kobe, you have, of course, Iverson. Iverson was able to score 30 points per game. Kumbaga, at his height and with the rules at that time, kumbaga, that's you can see talagang field goals and free throws talaga siya. He wasn't really relying on technicalities, like what Cholo said about Harden, na talagang parang he was able to break that kumbaga nagkaroon siya ng nakahanap siya ng loophole si James Harden.
Yeah.
Diba? So, Iverson didn't need to do that. Kumbaga he was just a prolific scorer. He was a savage player. I couldn't say anything more about AI.
Sa akin naman, to be honest, we won't see a lot of defense on that matchup. So, whoever gets the first ball, malaking advantage agad sa kanya. Ako naman, same with the previous matchup, medyo I'm going against the tide. I'll go with James Harden pa rin. The way that James Harden has played the rules, lalo na yung technicalities as what Cholo has said, has basically changed the game in terms of one-on-one sportsmanship isipin mo yung space na nakikreate niya to launch a three-pointer. Yung hop step tapos may one drop step, yung ganung type of movement niya. A lot of people are expecting that he will do that, and yet even the best defenders can't guard that move. And I'm sure AI will have a hard time of chasing him. Baka mamaya nga ma-foul pa rin niya si James Harden. James Harden is such a prolific scorer. Outside, inside, he could fish for fouls. Diba, ilalabas lang niya yung arms niya to get that. Yeah. So with the height discrepancy and all those skills, AI sobrang pound for pound, really one of the greatest. But in terms of that one-on-one matchup, grabe, tingin ko ang laki lang talaga ng offensive arsenal ni James Harden to dominate that matchup. Okay,
and
for the next naman. And the height. For the next matchup, okay, go ahead.
I just add to James Harden? Parang ako, I'm very fond of, to be fair lang.
Go.
I'm very fond of watching yung mga how NBA players match up with non-NBA players. Like mga pickup games. Doon mo makikita na kung sa NBA nga, grabe na yung shooting ni James Harden. What more sa mga parang pickup games lang, playground games lang, mga one-on-one games lang. Literal, hindi nagmi-test talaga. So, I don't know if if technology play the role or ano ba, mas matindi ba yung workouts na ginagawa ng mga players ngayon, the shooting drills that they have. Pero iba yung shooting talaga ng mga NBA players ngayon. As in, pick-up games or practices.
Yung matchup ni Harden and Kobe sa Rucker Park. Tama ba?
Yeah, indoor court lang yun Pero that was really nice.
Yeah. That was wild.
Grabe yung galawan nila doon.
Yeah. And we're really hurting each other na. Diba?
Yeah. But let's go naman on the next matchup. This is a local flavor naman tayo. Ravenna brothers, Thirdy or Kiefer Ravenna?
Okay, should I go first?
Go ahead.
After watching Thirdy last year and last year, his improvement was super dramatic. Kumbaga, I see him like a Westbrook. He's such an athletic player, and yung dunk niya, nakailang replay na ako dun sa dunk niya. I forgot which opponent, pero nakailang replay na ako. Where he cocked it back so hard, the spoon he slammed it. Kumbaga, it just shows na he's Filipino, man. Kumbaga, imports lang gumagawa nun and he did it, man. So, pag nakita ko sa kanya, parang he's like a 2.0, although he doesn't have the shooting that Kiefer has. Pero he can probably muscle his way against Kiefer and probably score the basket every time. Pero shooting-wise, I'd take Kiefer, but one-on-one, Thirdy ako.
Cholo, ikaw?
Ako I'll be going with the one I want to, parang gusto ko gayahin na laro. So, I'll go with Kiefer. Kasi, tama yung sinabi ni Wee. Lamang sa shooting si Kiefer. So, I'm also basing my answer sa isang one-on-one setting nila. So, same as Kawhi, KD kanina, whoever gets the ball first, siya yung mas malaki yung chance na manalo. And if Kiefer gets the ball first, shooter talaga siya So, I'm going with Kiefer.
When we talk about athleticism, lamang si Thirdy over Kiefer. When we talk about shooting, probably above konti si Kiefer Lavena. But Thirdy is improving naman on that side eh. But in terms of basketball IQ, no disrespect to Thirdy Lavena and all his accomplishments. Pero I think doon lamang naman si Kiefer Lavena. I'm not saying na Thirdy is not a smart player. He's actually a very, very smart player in his own right. Pero Kiefer, his way of thinking on the actions sa game and plotting it out, I mean, he's not very athletic. Hindi naman yung build niya malayo kay Thirdy Ravena. Pero the way he finds spaces on the court to score, inside and outside, to drive to the paint, or pagdating sa mga crunch moments, dun lumalabas yung galing ni Kiefer eh. So I think pag nagkaroon ng ganung type of matchup, yung lamang ni Kiefer dun sa scoring niya and having to outsmart yung younger brother niya, that will be a huge advantage. So I'm going with Kiefer naman on that matchup. Okay.
Can I just say na para we're handling yung alumni league ng Lasal. It's called the One Lasal Alumni League.
Yeah.
Magkakampi si Kiefer tsaka si Thirdy sa isang team, batch 2011 yung team.
Interesting.
Si Kiefer, relax lang, shooting lang, pero Thirdy go hard. So
really?
Yeah, oo. Kumbaga nagko-control si Kiefer. Meron nga doon nakalaban nila yung current team ng NCAA. Parang
what year was this?
Itong 2020.
Bago lang.
So ongoing pa dapat. Ongoing pa dapat siya.
Ongoing lang, yeah. So si Kiefer kalaro niya yung mga current high school players.
Yeah.
Tamang gulang, natalo yung team nila Kiefer na. Hindi naglaro si Thirdy at that time. Pero doon mo makikita yung yung kumbaga how can I put it? Maturity din ni Kiefer na ang isa sa mga goal niya is syempre to pass on knowledge sa mga bata. So even if they lost that game, nakita mo yung kumpiyansa ng mga bata, ang taas kasi parang na triple team na si Kiefer, na stop namin siya. So ayun. Pero with si Thirdy, he's gonna go for the kill, whether it's I think whether it's a recreational league or UAAP, go for the kill yan.
And maybe that's why a lot of people call him the Pinoy Westbrook talaga eh. You could just see it in his eyes eh. Talagang go hard. Talaga. Yeah. Pero maganda kay Thirdy Ravena, hindi siya magulo maglaro. Diba? I mean, Westbrook, makikita mo parang naka-turbo yan parati eh. Thirdy Ravena.
Si Kiefer ba, naabutan ba niya si Chris Chu? No.
Oh, I forgot.
Kasi they have very similar games to me eh.
I think hindi. Parang hindi.
Hindi, no?
Oh.
They're very similar games to me.
Yeah. Chris Chu o Kiefer? Very quick lang. Chris Chu o Kiefer?
Parang Kiefer ako.
Kiefer pa rin.
Kiefer.
Okay. Sige, next matchup naman. Still, let's talk about PBA legends naman. James Yap, Mark Caguioa. James Yap or Mark Caguioa? Cholo, ikaw.
James Yap.
Prime, right? We're talking prime, no?
Yeah, we're talking prime.
Mark Caguioa. Kasi
okay.
The handles, the shooting, the swag. Pagsama-sama mo lahat yan, that's Mark Caguioa. The thick headband na no fear.
Ayaw mo yung the Spark era, yung naka-blonde pa siya. Ayaw mo.
Mas maganda yung ang kapal nung headband niya eh.
Yeah, no fear.
Oo. Yun na, Mark.
Ikaw, ano lamang ni James Yap over kay Mark?
Yep. His hands, man. He has large hands. He's able to pump the ball and be a shooter at the same time. I remember seeing Caguioa always at Embassy every Friday night. He's a party animal, pare. I always see him there. Kaya nakikita ko pag may game sila the next or the 2 days after that, parang kakakita ko na ito, lasing to Pero 40 points pa rin eh. Pero parang si James Yap, kasi parang I always thought James Yap was the Kobe of the PBA back in the day. I don't know if you guys remember. Pero he was smart, he had big hands, he was a highlight reel also. Kumbaga, he can go one-on-one, he can go with the flow, he can pay off the ball. He was really good. So I think I'm taking James Yap over Mark Caguioa.
Tamang-tama kasi yung one-on-one nito every Friday night eh. De, pero, de, pero, pero on that type of matchup, yun nga, ang magiging lamang ni James Yap, it goes back pa rin dun sa offensive skills si James Yap eh. I mean, Mark Caguioa, also a gifted scorer. Pero James Yap could really score anywhere eh. Yung pitik niya, sobrang legendary eh.
Yeah.
Not a lot of... What's that?
Pa-fade away lagi yung tira eh. Whether it's open, pa-fade away mo.
Tipid yung talon niya, pero yung pitik, yung kamay niya pitik lang din, tipid-tipid lang din. Pero even at how old is he now? Even at this age, you could see natural scorer talaga siya eh.
Yes.
I'm not sure lang on the defensive side. Baka mamaya pareho silang to cancel. Cancel out lang sila. Pero dun on the offensive side, may konting lamang si James up for that. Eh. Kaya niyang postihan yan, fade away. Ganyan. Okay. Ito. Second to the last tayo. Calvin Abueva or CJ Perez? Prime Prime tayo. Prime. CJ Perez or Calvin Abueva?
Parang Calvin ako eh. I really like Calvin's game. Kumbaga yung hustler niya. Tsaka he's very athletic. I was able to watch him sa NCAA days niya eh.
Yeah.
Na he was really dominating. Kumbaga he was like LeBron back. He was like a LeBron James in that league. Na he was like putting up crazy numbers like triple doubles. He was like really unstoppable. I'm not really sure about CJ Perez. I wasn't able to watch him during his amateur days. Pero when I base their games, I see Abueva winning this. Just being a pure savage of a player that he is.
Ako, if I would to choose someone to be on my team and play 5-on-5, hands down, Calvin. Pero if it's gonna be 1-on-1, mas CJ ako. Kasi scoring prowess pa rin eh. I watched CJ sa Lyceum. And until sa pros, scorer talaga siya.
Yeah.
Kumbaga, he was born to score. So, sa defense, I'm not much... I cannot comment on his defense, pero siguro yung offense lang talaga. Kasi he can go inside, he can go outside. That's CJ, so I'm going with him.
On a good day, Calvin Abueva's motor, diba? Yung ano nga niya, yung passion niya for basketball. May positive side siya, nakakatulong siya parati. We have seen it on numerous Gilas games. Kahit matangkad yung kalaban niya, kahit sobrang galing ng kalaban niya, talagang tatapatan kita. I mean, that's the Calvin Abueva mindset. On a bad day, ang kalat niya. Ang kalat niya talaga. Ang kalat ni Calvin Abueva. With CJ Perez naman, this guy is just very, very young. Kakapasok lang yun ng PBA. And already we are discussing CJ Perez as one of the top 15 players or top 10 players in the PBA right now. It just goes to show how gifted this guy is. They're very similar. Yung X factor lang talaga dito is on the day of the one-on-one, kung maganda yung gising ni Calvin Abueva. Kasi if maganda yung gising niya dyan, siya shutdown ko si CJ Perez. Depende sa gising yan. Pero on a bad day, I mean, athleticism, sabi nga Cholo, very gifted scorer. And really, kita naman natin yun sa PBA. Ang hirap niya rin yan talagang bantayan. CJ Perez will really dominate that. Okay, I think we're on the last hypothetical one-on-one na. Ito, classic Jordan versus Kobe. Huwag na LeBron. Masyado na umay sa LeBron eh. Let's go with Jordan versus Kobe. It's the OG versus the remix.
It's like what Jordan said himself. The only player that can beat him is Kobe Bryant.
Yeah.
But they have the same move. Although, if you compare them, Jordan was more athletic. For me, he's more athletic. He has better footwork. He's able to separate himself with his footwork compared to Kobe na even though na hindi ganun kalaking separation niya against a defender, he makes the shot pa rin. Kumbaga, like, talagang kahit talagang close out na talaga, he's able to make the shot. Si Jordan kasi he's able to separate himself like malayo eh. The defender won't be able to go near him. Si Kobe naman, harap-harapan na shoot niya. So it's gonna be really hard. They both play good defense. I have to take Michael Jordan. I mean, not for obvious reasons, but I think he's just more athletic. He's and his shooting prowess inside, not inside a 3-point line he's the best mid-range shooter of all time. I mean, he's like bar none. Like 90% of the media said that. I think Kawhi had a few votes, and other players. I'm not really sure who they are, but you know, and him and Kobe, Jordan and Kobe has the same exact 3-point percentage. If you don't know, they both stand at 34%. So you don't really say, you can't really say Jordan has a weakness. His 3-pointer back in the day wasn't a weakness because it wasn't really required back then. Kobe has like 34%. They both shoot 34%. So it's, I'm not really sure what to say, but I think Jordan really would not dominate. Maybe a 7-game series. Maybe Jordan would take it.
Cholo, for you.
It would be unfair for Jordan. It would be unfair for me to make a decision based on my personal opinion. But rather, siguro, nagtataka lang ako bakit ang comparison ngayon is LeBron and Jordan and not, especially with the analysts, no? Bakit LeBron and Jordan ang comparison? Siguro, ito yung perspective ko. Like sila Shaq, sila Barkley, they're the ones comparing Jordan with LeBron. Ibig sabihin, those are the players na nakalaro nila si Jordan at that time, and nakalaro ni Shaq, especially si Kobe at that time, and yet he's comparing Jordan with LeBron and not Kobe. So I guess the goatness as we speak, siguro kung between Jordan and Kobe na lang, I would say Jordan. And dagdagan mo pa yung Last Dance, na nakita mo kung gaano siya ka-intense si Jordan, iba. So that's why I understood how Kobe got his Mamba mentality, because he idolized Jordan, and kita mo talaga kung paano si Jordan, not just sa opponents. Naghahanap siya lagi ng reason para ma-fuel, magkaroon siya ng fuel eh. 'Di ba? Tapos even sa teammates, sobrang hard siya. So, I would say Jordan, if it's killer instinct ang pag-usapan.
I'm actually a huge Kobe Bryant fan. You could see sa artwork ko from Kings of the Court, sinama ko si Kobe pa talaga. Pero there's this one interview that stands out eh. I think it's Chauncey Billups who said this sa ESPN. Sabi niya, if you're comparing Jordan and Kobe, it's like you're comparing a Ferrari versus a Mercedes-Benz. Kasi lamang si Jordan sa athleticism eh. He's doing so much with a lot of God-given talents. Parang, anong vertical ni Jordan? Alam mo ba?
48.
48.
Kobe has a 39.
Oh, Kobe was already 39 eh. So, yung sabi ni Chauncey Billups, Kobe was doing so much more with less. In terms of athleticism, in terms of less sila. Malayo yung gap. Malayo yung athletic gift sila. Pero the fact that Kobe was able to match some of Jordan's intensity, scoring, IQ, defensive excellence, yun yung parang kino-consider ni Chauncey Billups na lamang si Kobe kay Jordan. Again, that's Billups' opinions. But yeah, I agree with you. Even though I'm a huge Kobe fan, Jordan, no doubt. We have seen a lot of documentaries. The Last Dance was basically a cherry on top to cement Jordan's greatness, not only on the offensive end, but also on the defensive end. And not only with those both sides, but on the competitiveness, on the killer instinct, off-court. Kahit tapos na yung game, maghanap siya ng way to find your weakness and really exploit it. Even though original versus the remix yan, I mean, OG wins talaga. Sayang, that would be a really, really great matchup. Syempre, hindi natin makikita yan. NBA 2K na rin magiging basihan yan. But, yeah, kung meron akong babayaran na game na papanoorin ko, yun na yun siguro, yung one-on-one matchup na yun. I mean, that will be an amazing game. I think that's about it with our hypothetical one-on-ones. Unless...
May akong hypothetical.
Yeah, go. Sige.
I'm asking this to mga friends ko and sa family members, especially after the Last Dance. Ano? So, who would win? Who would win in a final series? The Golden State Warriors who swept Cleveland, or ano ba yung pinakamalakas na Bulls? The 93 Bulls or the 96 Bulls? Or 97?
96 ang sinasabi ni Jordan eh.
Yeah.
Who would win in a 7-game series? The Golden State who swept Cleveland, or the 96 Bulls?
It's actually a very, very tough question. Ako, to be honest, the best team ever assembled is that Warriors team. I mean, who would have thought the first unanimous NBA MVP, which is Stephen Curry, partnered with one of the greatest number 2 players, which is Klay Thompson, partnered with one of the top 10 players ever, top 12 players ever, which is si Kevin Durant. And meron pang Draymond Green, who's been basically the forefather of the point forward position,
Triple
coached
single.
by triple single, coached by Steve Kerr, who was an amazing coach that really exploited the whole Golden State system. Ang hirap talunin ng team na yon, yung Golden State Warriors team na yan. So I have them actually. Very, offensively, alam naman natin yung gagawin nila. Pero defensively, grabe rin naman yung team na yun. Tinambakan nila yung Cleveland Cavaliers that had Kyrie Irving, Kevin Love, and LeBron James. That was a 4-1, basically.
Okay. For me, depends on what era you're playing. If you play in the big boy era, 90s era, the Bulls would win easily. But if you play in the cupcake era where you tic-tac fouls are called, I think the Warriors would win. Yun lang yun. It's as simple as that, bro.
Yeah.
But the Draymond Rodman matchup would be really interesting. Dun lang yun. The tic-tac fouls, Kevin Durant won't be able to fish for fouls. Curry won't be able to fish for fouls. Bawal sa 90s yun. They would make you feel it the next play if you fish a foul back in the day. Pero now,
you have to remember, di ba back in the 90s, hindi pa exploited yung threes eh. Baka mamaya, that Warriors team would really, doon sila babomba. So mawawala yung defensive, tawag dito, intensity ng 90s team or ng Bulls team na yan. Kasi hindi sila sanay to, alam mo yun, hahabulin sa screen si Curry, madaming switches na mangyayari. I mean, that would probably be their advantage if we played it in the 90s.
Also, partner, the whole game, almost probably 80% of the game that the Bulls play, full court press sila. Bro, as in walang nakaka... I don't know if Cholo was able to watch it back in the day, pero every goddamn play, full court press. Bro, doon naiinis yung team sa kanila. Walang nakakalusot. So that's gonna be different eh. Dito, wala ka nakita full court press ngayon eh. Wala. Like, they walk during they dribble during that 8-second window. Wala.
Di mo kinakount yung Lasal?
Well, iba yun ba? That's for a different topic. Yun nga eh, for me lang talaga, if they play in this era, this 20s era, 2000s era, 2020s era, I think Warriors would win. Kasi, of course, the rules and of course the game. Yeah. The game requires 3-pointers eh. Back in the day, 3-pointers were not a thing as much. So, yun lang yun. Kaya mahirap eh. Mahirap i-compare. Kasi different eras talaga eh.
Ako rin, I can't give a good answer kung sino eh. Kaya, parang sarap lang magtanong sa mga friends na who do you think will win? Kasi ako, wala rin akong sagot eh.
Pero I think that's the great thing about sports. Let's go back dun sa pinakaunang topic natin in the show that people, di ba, Kyrie Irving, ayaw niya mag-sports kasi daw it would stay away from the social injustice. I mean, look at us. We're talking about sports for almost 100 minutes now. Parang 2 beses na lumabas yung warning ni Zoom na magka-cut na itong free video. But you could see how sports really unites a lot of people eh. Again, ang dami nang nangyayari sa mundo and sports is just a common denominator to para makalimutan natin lahat to. And I think that's a perfect way to end the show. As always, thank you to my partner, Gambola. Thank you, Cholo, for joining us, for sharing the Kings of the Court story. I'm inviting everyone to join the donation drive that they have. I'm sure meron pa naman, no? So, tapos to. Yeah. So, ayun, I'm very, very happy na ang dami yung natutulungan. So, yeah, that's about it. Thank you guys for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.